Once again, you're seeing the versatility of the C-stand, the C-stand arm. Let's see, let's do this. All right. Chris, here's your marks, okay? That stance, feet and feet. Okay. And this, again, is still in the realm of a test. We're going to take a look here and see how we do. Okay. Looks very good. All righty. Okay, now, I'm going to ask you to maybe pivot a little more dramatically towards the light. So, in other words, that shoulder like comes around. Yep, exactly.
Where do you want me looking?
Still look at the camera. Okay, we're in good shape. We got to do a couple of last-minute adjustments. Okay. I'll call you back in just a couple.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Now, let's pull this guy down. Okay, now. Pull the light that way, the whole thing. Okay, so we've had an interesting go of it here. Difficult. We're also racing the fact that the sun is coming around the building and the lighting in this room is about to change completely. So we're going to get this shot, and we're going to get it shot pretty quickly. But as you can see, when you scatter light around a room, you're going to pick up reflection. So what we did was we created just a black swatch or a black hole for the light to disappear into by flocking off that wall. So we took that out of the picture. I still have a few bits and pieces of reflections around, but they look relatively natural. I simulated a kind of a warm desk lamp with those two spots back there. They caused me a problem too by reflecting angle of incidence, kind of, giving me little tiny diamond-like hot spots from their sources, being small, against this window. I'm hiding those actually with Chris's body. Use your subject to gobo certain things in the background. You make the subject big in the frame, some of the background goes away. And then I'm controlling the outside with some exposure control via the shutter speed, matching that up with my f-stop that the overall light, or the main light here, is giving me. As you can see, what we've done is created a whole ring of baffle around this main light, because this is a pretty sizable source to try to use in this small room. And the result here, where we're about to go, is kind of a nice moody portrait, all right, of Chris with highlights on the desk. We had a little problem there. We just removed that. The computer there, maybe I'll push that back now just a touch. We're at a point now where we're just tweaking. So we're starting to get to a point where, kind of like the photograph, we're getting there. And I'm going to start to shoot, because there's a certain point you get to where those little final, like, tiny slivers of touches that you might want to think about or go for, you're running out of time, and you're running out of your subject's patience, and you don't want to quite literally kind of beat this to death. You want it to still have some snap, still have some move. So we're going to get him in front of camera, and we're going to knock a few frames out. In the interest of being perfectly ridiculous, okay, to the nth degree, and photographers have to have a very, very high threshold of embarrassment. In other words, you do some ridiculous things to get a picture. The one last thing that was happening in this is the reflection of my khaki pants, picking up the light and reflecting over there. So I'm going to wear a cargo bag, right like this. And actually, your bemused subject will sort of say, this guy's a complete wacko. I better not make any sudden motions or say no, because now Chris is scared of me. No, it's just going to be something I'm going to hide my, otherwise I'd have to retouch it. So why not do it now? Why not do it in the camera? All right, let's just give last minute look here. Looking very nice. Okay. All right. We're good to go. Here we go. Looks good. Stay with me, Chris. Really nice. Okay, perfect. Cool. Now I'm at 200th at f8. That's giving me exterior and interior. Interior is coming from the strobe. Exterior is coming from the sun. Okay. Brad? Yes. Let's lower this just a touch now. Keep coming. Okay, good. All right. Now, get an SB800, please. Zoom it to 105. Okay. And come right over my shoulder with it. Program it to SU4, okay? Move fairly quickly. Looking good, looking good.
supposed to be looking at the lens? Or?
Look at the lens, yeah.
Okay.
Look at the lens. And just relax. You're doing great. I mean, ordinarily, I'm coaching the heck out of my subjects. You're a natural. Okay, even though I'm wearing a cargo bag skirt right now. Now, whoops. Oh, no. nice job, Brad. No. Just very quickly, I've done kind of, there's a flatness to the softbox. That's because I'm trying to eliminate window reflection, which is producing a moody light for Chris. And his face can take it. His face can really, really respond to that, and he looks great. He kind of, you know, what movie star does he look like? I'm trying to think.
Britney
It's
Spears.
you know, but he's got a great face for a picture. But also, I have to think about reproducibility. I've done kind of a couple of moody pictures. They may not be what the corporate board of directors wants, for instance. Okay, so now I've got Brad, an isolated small strobe unit, zoom to 105. Okay, actually put a loop of gaffer tape around that, please. And we're going to snoot it with some gaffer tape, okay? Gaffer tape is the essential ingredient that makes all location shoots go. And we're going to do this little snoot. It's on SU4 mode, which is a manual slave operation. It's zoomed to 105. It's also dialed down power-wise to 1/64th power. And Brad is just going to come over me out of the angle of incidence and reflection line over here, okay? And he's going to just key Chris's face. And this would be more for the reproducible picture, okay? Might not be as moody as the other one, but this will be the kind of thing that a magazine editor say, okay, yeah, I can drop that into my magazine. Okay, here we go, Chris. All right. Eyes right at camera, real intense. That's great. You look great. Okay. Now, what we've created here, if you can see, Chris's face from the first iteration is open and popped. Okay. Now, I can alter that, too, if I feel like that's maybe a little too much. Okay, Brad, go to 1/128th power, please. He's going to 1/128th power. Oh, my God. Jim, have you gone mad? The engines will never take it. Okay. Okay, cool. Looking good. Keep it aimed right at Chris, please. Looking good, looking good. What I am picking up with this small light is just a touch of a highlight in that window out there. I'm not going to sweat that. That's a dot in post. That's a dot. That's not a massive job the way this might have been if I had not baffled it and tried to control these walls. Okay, this room would be a mess. So giving you a couple of options here. The original option was to shoot the room and then shoot Chris and do it in post. But we're going to, as I said, we're trying here to craft a photographic solution. So we went to a fair amount of trouble to make this room kind of conducive to a lighting scenario for a picture. And we're there now. It's working pretty well. And I think I'm making a fashion statement. I think this is going to get popular. I'm going to go on the web with this, and before you know it, it'll be all the rage. Good? Good look, good look. Perfect, we're done. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
You're aces. Now let's just take a look here. Get rid of my cargo bag skirt and show you this. The room's exposed. Chris is exposed. He's popped. He looks contrasty. There's one little dot of that highlight, easily fixable. And we basically took the room and kind of turned it into a photo studio.